want to share some very important facts with y'all today. So I want y'all to pay close attention. I was your age at one point in time. Yeah, that was a long time ago. The most important thing I want you guys to remember today is your thoughts are going to produce a decision. Remember that. Your thoughts are going to produce a decision. Just like you decided to look, and you're looking at me right now, you're paying attention to me. All that starts with a thought. Walking up the street, walking to the bathroom, playing, doing all that starts with a thought. So I want you to always remember, through the course of what I'm sharing with you guys today, thoughts. Your thoughts are very important. Okay, with me today is Desmond Cook. Young man, I want him to sit in on it too so he can listen. I'm originally from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Yeah, woohoo! Yeah, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Long time ago, you know, I made some decisions that really cost me a lot of my time. A lot of time in a place that I really didn't want to be at. But it was because of my actions, because of my thoughts. I did some things that I shouldn't have done. I'm 38 years old. I have 2 children, 18, well 17, he'll be 18 next month. I have another 17, he just turned 17 in February. But the main thing I want to share with you today is how important it is to have someone in your life that is going to speak positive words to you. Words that are going to build you up, things that are going to encourage you. A lot of times as children and young adults, we hear a lot of negative titles being placed on us. You bad, you ugly, you just don't listen, things like that. I want you to erase all of that out of your mind today. You're positive thinking. You're going to be great leaders. You're going to do great things. There's nothing that you can't do that you put your mind to. In spite of what somebody says, you can achieve anything you want to achieve. Y'all got that? Yes. All right. Okay. At the age of 9 years old, that was my first time using drugs. I was 9 years old. And the reason why that happened was because of the people that was in my life. I didn't have people that were responsible and willing to share something good with me, but instead they shared drugs with me. Now what that did was that made an impression in my life. It caused me to think a lot of stuff. The way I grew up, I didn't have a lot of stuff that a lot of kids had. Christmas time, we really didn't have a lot of anything. You know, this time you're having fun, sharing gifts and sharing nice food and, you know, singing Christmas songs and things like that. We didn't have those things. Not all the time. And what we did have was very little. But from that time, I began to do a lot of bad stuff. 9 years old, I wasn't listening. I was fighting in school. Doing a lot of bad stuff. My mom would tell me, go and clean up. I stormed out of the room in anger. I was only 9 years old. But as time progressed, I didn't realize that something was being engrafted inside of me that was going to affect my future. It was all in thoughts, all in what I was thinking. By the time I turned 12 years old, 6th grade, fighting in school. 2nd week of school, I got suspended from school for fighting. Hanging with the wrong crowd. But I wasn't paying attention. I wasn't conscious of what my actions were doing. I started hanging out with guys, the wrong guys. We started breaking into cars, stealing out of the store, breaking into houses, a lot of bad things. One time we broke into a school. Police came. I went to jail. I was 12 years old. Now, at 12 years old, it's my first time going to jail. I'm thinking I'm bad because on the street, you know, we hear a lot of times that being bad is cool. Trust me, it's not. Being bad will get you in a lot of trouble that you cannot get out of. It's easy to get in trouble, but it's hard to get out. So I was in jail. Like, yeah, you can't tell me nothing. I'm bad. I'm this and that. People talking about, man, you're going to be in jail for a long time. All that bad stuff went out the window. I want to call my mama. Got my mother on the phone. She was very upset. She was very upset. They asked me a lot of questions like, where was my dad? My dad wasn't in my life. And the sad thing is, my mother, she worked as hard as she could to provide for us. She was a single mom. I have 2 sisters and a little brother, so it was 4 of us. I'm supposed to be the oldest, the one leading by example. But the example that I was giving to my sisters and brothers was bad. Keep in mind, all of my thoughts were leading to certain actions. And I didn't consider how it affected other people. My brothers and sisters, they looked up to me. So over time, they began to mimic everything that I did. I'm hanging out when I'm not supposed to. My little brother and sister do the same thing. My mom said, get in the house. What y'all doing? Well, JoJo was doing it. He out there. JoJo this, JoJo that. But I'm really not even thinking. My thoughts, everything that I'm doing is progressing. I'm getting worse and worse. By the time I turned 15, my mind was already made up. I'm going to be a bad boy. Got really bad. Started using drugs more, drinking alcohol, doing everything that I'm not supposed to be doing. School wasn't even important to me. But I understood how important school was. But I didn't know how much of an effect it would have on my life. And again, for my little brothers and sisters. I dropped out of school at the age of 16. My first year of high school, I dropped out. I decided I wanted to do my own thing. Started selling drugs, carrying guns, getting into fights all the time. Not realizing again where it was leading me. But I'm giving the same example to my brothers and sisters. They see the same things. I'm like, man, it's, in my mind, I'm like, it's cool. Because everybody's doing it. At least that's what I thought. The people that I was hanging with was doing it. Everybody that's on the outside was looking at me like, man, you tripping. You 16. Why you dropping out of school? You're supposed to be in school. You're supposed to be learning. Doing things that are productive. Preparing for your future. I didn't consider my future. By the time I was 18 years old, I did a lot of things. I heard a lot of people. Shootouts, gang fights. Never considering what was ahead. 18 years old, my first time I went to South Carolina, doing a lot of bad things. Felt like I was an adult. That's because I was 18. That doesn't make you an adult. You're 18, you can make decisions that are sound and that are responsible. That makes a person an adult. But keep in mind, I'm still leading by example. The example that I'm giving is very bad. At the age of 19, I ended up going to prison. First time. Prison, not jail. I mean prison. Like I'm in prison. Got to go to sleep when they tell you to go to sleep. Wake up when they tell you to wake up. Go eat when they tell you to eat. Watch TV when they tell you to watch it, and watch what they want you to watch if they let you watch it. Couldn't see my family when I wanted to. Couldn't see my friends. And those, go ahead.
Usually if you're in prison, it takes you are in there longer.
Yeah, I was in there for a while. I was in there for a while. Pass this round. This is my son when I first went to jail. Keep in mind, I'm going to show you a progression of my son, both of my sons growing up while I'm not even there. I couldn't see them when I wanted to see them. All because of the decisions that I made as a young man. This was December of 1998. Right here. Pass that around. And these other photos as they grew older. This is like, he's 2 years old right here, my oldest son. Actually, right there, he's not even 2, he's 18 months old. Right here, he's 6. 5 and 6. Oh, you got a question?
No.
Pass that around. Look at it. Go ahead.
So what is them when they was playing football? How old was they?
8, 9. Just babies. Little kids like y'all. Could y'all imagine not being able to see your mom and dad when you wanted to? Just think about that for a minute. Can you even imagine? How would you feel if you couldn't see your mom and dad right now? Somebody say, man, look, you can't see your mom and dad for a good little while. Y'all might as well get used to it, because you're not going to see them for a few years. You might see them, but if you see them, you're not going to be able to really hug them. You might hug them one time. You know how that made me feel? I was able to only hug my sons when they first come in to see me, and that's it. After that, they got to sit on this side, and I have to sit on this side. When he's crying, I can't, son, it's going to be okay. No. When it's time to leave, he's crying, oh, Daddy, oh, my dad. I can't do that. I can't do anything about it. I couldn't do anything about it. So they're growing up while I'm in a place because of my actions. I want to share something with you. The people that you hang out with, I'm going to tell you what a true friend is. A friend is somebody who will tell you to do things that are right. A true friend. So we can have a lot of friends, but they tell you, for example, hey man, come on, let's go over here and let's throw some rocks at these cars that's riding by from behind the bushes. How many of y'all do that? How many of y'all have done that?
Be real.
Don't raise your hand. I'm just an example. A friend will say, no, man, I can't do that. You shouldn't do that either. Because that's a small thing. When it gets bigger things like, hey, look, hey, let's go over here and rob this bank. I couldn't call them and say, hey, man, I need some money. I need to get something to eat tomorrow. Can you send me something? No one was there. The only person was there was my family. My mother. My sisters. And they were young too. My kids, my sisters and brothers were young. They were very young. It was all because of the decisions I made. There was some more. Now look how big they are now. They're getting bigger. They're growing. Daddy's still not there. Only time they got a chance to see Daddy is here, in jail. Look how much they're growing. Look right here. Look how big they're getting. They were your age. They were your age at one point in time. And the main thing I tried to instill in my sons was the importance of making sound decisions. Because the decisions you make, they're not only going to affect you, but they're going to affect those who are closest to you. Your mom, your dad, sister, brother, friend, whoever. It's going to affect them too. Pass it around. Look. They're getting bigger. Look how big they are now. They're taller than me. Look. They went from being like this to like this. And just imagine, you see this room we're in right now? Just imagine a room 4 times this size full of young kids just like y'all. But they're going to visit their moms and dads. They can't spend time with them when they want to. Pass it around. Imagine that. How you feel right now? Just thinking about, how many in here love your mom and your dad? You love them? Listen to them. I know a lot of times what they say don't sound right to you. You might be like, man, mom don't got to do that all the time. But they know what they're doing. They were kids just like you were. I was your age. I was your age. My mother, she instilled in us the importance of listening to those who are older than us, our elders, obeying the rules, the laws, and stuff like that. But when we get to a certain age, we feel like, man, I know what I'm doing. I know, I can handle this. I can. But the reality of it is, you can't. You can't. You can't. This last photo right here, you already have it? Let me see. Yeah, this is me when I'm free. I just saw my sons them last year, November of last year. See, I went to prison for 14 and a half years. Who in here 14? None of y'all. Y'all wasn't even born when I went to prison. You see what I'm saying? And my son them had to grow up without their father being present in their lives, to be able to see them graduate, to be able to participate with them on Parent-Teacher Day, celebrate Christmas and all these other holidays, things that they like to do. I wasn't even there. It really hurt me. My oldest son's getting ready to graduate in a month or two, getting ready to go to college. I'm very proud of them, because one thing they did do, they listened to me, even though I wasn't present. My son got into some trouble one time. Called one day, his mother said, hey, you need to talk to your son. I said, what's going on? She said, he's selling drugs. I said, what? Automatic, my eyes started watering because I thought about where I am. At this present time, I was in prison. I was like, man, let me talk to him. I told my son if I had everything in this world, I would give it to him. I would give it away so I can be with him. If all the money in the world would tilt for me to get out of prison to spend time with my son, I would have given it away. Nothing mattered but to be with them. Nothing mattered but to be with them. So he decided that he wanted to make a few extra dollars. Go ahead.
So, where was you at in that? Oh, I see you.
He decided he wanted to make a few extra dollars in school. He almost went to jail. He almost got expelled from school. And all of that, because he wanted to make a few extra dollars. Needless to say, he decided, you know, that's not what he wanted to do. After I explained to him where I am and how long it's going to take for me to get out. You know, right now I'm not even supposed to be talking to y'all right now, because I'm still supposed to be in prison. But I got a sentence reduction. I just got out in March of last year. I've been out a year. And I want to share with y'all how important it is to stay focused. For you guys to take advantage of the opportunities that you have. Education is very important. Very important. Like I was saying earlier, there's nothing that you can't achieve. Nothing. You put your mind to it, you can do it. Who's your role model? You have a role model? No one you look up to? Which one to be when you grow up? Nothing? A doctor. So how important is it for you to study right now? Very important, right? You believe you're going to be a doctor? What if I say you ain't going to be no doctor? What? What I say don't mean a thing, right? Exactly. So anything you put your mind to, you can achieve.
Well, this is my role model. My role model is Martin Luther King and the president.
And the President Barack Obama. You think you can be the president one day? Yeah, I mean, you can. It's possible. It's possible.
I was in 3rd grade. My teacher gave me a certificate that told me I'm most likely to be the president. I wanted to go.
You do? You can do that.
I wanted to be a soldier that hacks into the enemy's bases, help the USA get more information about the enemy, and make video games and be a professional football player.
Yeah, that's a lot, but you can do it. Y'all just put your mind to it. Listen to your mom, listen to your father, whoever your daughter, listen to them. Like I said, I know a lot of times they sound like they don't know what they're talking about. I used to be the same way. Mom, you don't understand. But she did. Let me show you what I look like when I was prison. I gotta look real close. This is me right here. I'm gonna pass it around. I was really young, a little kid. All those guys in that picture, there's some guys still in prison right now. They'll never get out. Ever. There's about 2 or 3 guys in those photos that are never gonna see the street again. They have children, they'll never get a chance to see their kids' graduation. None of that. All because of the decisions they made. All because of making a decision without considering the consequences. Here's a photo of me from prison. This is my prison ID. Just like you have a driver's license, you gotta have a school ID, stuff like that. This is how they recognize me. And really, this didn't matter. This is all I am. Inside the prison, it's just a number. Inmate such and such, 1940507. Yeah, that's me. Come here. Get over here, clean it up. If I don't clean it up, there's consequences. I might lose my visit, so I won't be able to see my son. Lose my telephone. I can't talk to him. You understand? I know some of y'all don't want to hear this, but consider. Please consider. Your life is at stake. There's someone out there to destroy you, to destroy your whole purpose. See, when you were born, nobody in here is an accident. I want y'all to understand that. No one in here is an accident. No one. There's a purpose that you must fulfill in this earth.